So a couple of things that great leaders have. They have humility to understand themselves. Are you humble enough to really understand yourself? To really understand what your strengths are and what happens when those strengths get overplayed and start to annoy people? They also have the courage to act on what they learn about themselves. The French horn is an orchestral instrument. It is made of brass. If you unwrapped it, it would be about 12 feet long. The Guinness Book of Records says that this instrument is the hardest instrument in the world to play. I want you to imagine you're in a concert hall and on walks an orchestra, and there are 9 French horns. And the beginning of Mahler 3 starts with the 9 French horns belting out a great theme to kick the symphony off. They are on their own. And they all play it in unison together. Because it's the easiest instrument to make a mistake on, because it's the hardest instrument to play, is a bit of a high-risk strategy, this opening. Because they're like, shall I just pitch it carefully and just get it right? Or shall I think, what the heck, let's go for it? And when there's all 9 of them, the risk of one person missing a note is really, really high.
Professional musicians, in particular in the symphony orchestra, have that choice every day. How much do they go for it? How much do they hold back just to get to perfect? Leadership is so important. And it is the difference between a mediocre company and a great company. We're going to break you out of your established pattern, because that way we will get fresh insight and knowledge which we then can go and apply back into our own context.
I'm sure many of you have children and you go to concerts at school. And let's face it, it's pretty painful, isn't it? And the reason it's painful is that these kids have not yet learnt to listen. And these guys in the orchestra are absolutely fabulous at listening. And that's why tuning is so important. And what they do, if you ask them how do they feel about being out of tune, it is so opposite to their culture, they almost they cringe. They're like, oh, I can't do that. It just doesn't work. So my challenge to you today is, how do you tune in your team? What is your concert A? Who is your oboe? Who sounds it? How often do you do it? Do you care? And what are you going to do about it? Because these guys are world class and they produce a world class performance every single night. And it starts with tuning. The other thing I would say about tuning is that conductor of the orchestra is not involved. It is a self-regulated process within the team. Imagine having a team who were so in tune with each other, it was completely self-regulated. Rainstorms start very, very quietly.
We want you to do what you're being asked to do in your business, to take ownership, to make a decision to go for it, to empower, to inspire each other. Something special, something collective and powerful can happen.